All right, I love this question. I want everybody to read it because this is just quintessential anti-nuclear rhetoric. So listen to this right here. It's convoluted math to compare some workers falling off a windmill when you have a Chernobyl with over 1,000 square miles that is unusable for thousands of years. So safe. Now that sounds really compelling, right? Doesn't that sound like it doesn't matter how many people wind kills? Chernobyl is just going to be far worse, infinitely worse, no matter how you dice it. And so let's look at that. This is the typical kind of anti-nuclear rhetoric that you'll hear from somebody that is absolutely convinced that nuclear energy is just Armageddon waiting to happen. So let's dissect this a little bit. To start off with, nuclear energy is safer than wind. I think that's what set this person off. If you look at the accidents that happen from wind, people falling off of a turbine or being electrocuted, those kinds of things, versus the accidents like Chernobyl with nuclear tends to be overwhelmingly safer than wind. And so this person is saying that doesn't matter, right? Just because nuclear is safer than wind, that doesn't mean that it's okay, because look at the land use that has occurred as a result of Chernobyl. And right now it's basically a nature preserve. It's just an amazing scientific experiment, sad as that might be, but it is. And the fact is that if you're concerned about land use, then you really have to endorse nuclear, because nuclear requires so much less land. If you look at how much land is required for wind, it's far more. Far more. And that's not just from the footprint, because it's a low energy density form, so you've got to have a lot of footprint in order to get the same amount of energy from one nuclear power plant. But that energy density isn't just in deployment, because the amount of land that's required for wind is far greater than that for nuclear, but the materials for wind are far greater, which means that if I like mines and manufacturing facilities, then yes, then I will like wind, because I'm going to have a lot more mines, more than 10 times the amount of mines to get the materials to make the windmills. I know that renewables only people tend to point out that they see that the energy is free for them, but the materials aren't free. They're not renewable, rarely recycled, and they have to be replaced far more often than with nuclear. So how is that environmentally friendly? And if what you're concerned about is how much land is being taken up for commercial use, you're going to minimize that overwhelmingly with nuclear. Yes, Chernobyl happened. Yes, Fukushima happened. And does that mean that we have to have a perfect system? Or are we looking for something that has the smallest environmental impact, that can be sustainable, that can be environmentally friendly, that can be safe? Then nuclear is it. Nuclear is it, if those are your criteria. If you want something that's environmentally friendly, that's safe, and that's sustainable, nuclear is the way, even despite the rhetoric that you get. So I hope everybody learned something and enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a great day.